In this week's Parsha, of course, we have the idea of God protecting the Jewish people. The uh, God leading the Jews through with protecting them with a pillar of smoke surrounding us in the desert. And that was our protection. And then we were led by a pillar of fire. You should know there was a historical series in Israel on the history of the Jewish people called The Pillar of Fire, recognizing that one of the unique things about Jewish history, we basically are he's still here because of God, God's providence. There's a relationship that we have with God, and when we do mitzvot, it's part of the agreement we have with God. We have a partnership, just that we have a senior partner who basically controls everything. He has majority stock, you might say, in our company. Uh, and it's like an amazing thing when you think about Jewish history. By rights, nobody should hear about us. We're so minimal. 18 million Jews out of a population of the world is what, 8 million, billion, with a B. You know, as Mark Twain pointed out, the Jews should not be heard of. Yet the Jews are heard of. The influence of the Jews is worldwide. The idea of the pillar of fire being that God is leading us, that we have to put our trust in God at a certain point, that we should do what we're supposed to be doing, but we should strive to uh, make ourselves better. But in final analysis, it's God who decides if we succeed or not. A very famous story in Israel, in Bnei Brak, there used to be one printer who would make all the wedding invitations and all that. Another printer showed up, and they're saying, "Uh-oh, there's going to be trouble. He's got competition." And he waited in his shop because he knew that was going to happen. Finally, one night, there was a knock at the door, and it was the other printer, the one who'd been there for a while. And he said, "I want to show you. These are the customers that if they say they're going to pay you, you can take it. You can take their word for it. These over here, make sure you get the money first. And these vendors are good. These vendors are bad, etc." So he said, "Look, I'm your competition. Why are you helping me?" And he said, "Listen, the final analysis, I open my business, I do the best I can, I try to attract customers, but if God doesn't want me to have a business, then I won't have a business. In the meantime, I still have the mitzvah of being a good Jew." So, that's an important asset. And that's what this whole issue is about. You have to put your faith in God. We have a business or whatever you do. So, and that's this history of the Jewish people. We do the best we can under the circumstances, but we know in the final analysis, God controls us. He controls our situation. It's what we make of the situation. And remember, Thomas Jefferson's idea for the United States, for our symbol, was the Jews being led in the wilderness by a pillar of fire, meaning that even Thomas Jefferson believed in the providence of God in guiding the United States. So it's a very important lesson, not only for us, but for all people as well. I don't think we have a minion anymore. We do.